Hey there guys and girls, welcome back to Backpocket Game Reviews, and well, today we're going to talk about the odd situation of Anita Sarkeesian being on the other side of the whole diversity reboots. So this is really interesting. The other day, Anita Sarkeesian tweeted out about how she cannot believe that they are remaking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Keep in mind that this Buffy the Vampire Slayer is going to have Buffy with a black Buffy. It's not going to be your white Sarah Michelle Gellar. It's going to be... That's who played Buffy, right? I don't remember who played Buffy because, it's been a long time. But with that being said, she tweeted out about, no, you can't do this. You can't remake Buffy. I would be okay with a show in the same universe. This is an important part of feminist history, and you can't remake it. Despite how good the team may be, they probably won't be able to live up to it. So why is this interesting? Why do I want to call the bullshit here? And keep in mind, I loathe Anita Sarkeesian. There is probably no person in this world that I dislike more than her publicly, as an individual that's publicly represented. And a lot of this comes from the fact that she fake virtue signals and she complains about everything, no matter what it is. I get that she wants to try to say it's all for this one cause, but honestly, she does nothing more than hurt her own cause. She's quoted for saying things like everything is racist, everything is sexist, and it's our job to call them out for it. So here she is now saying, oh, well, you can't remake this. Shouldn't you be happy that they're diversifying one of your favorite series? I mean, I remember not too long ago when Ghostbusters was getting remade with an all-female cast, and all the Ghostbusters fans were like, no, you can't do this. You're gonna destroy Ghostbusters. And she tried to say that we were all sexist because we said that. And she got relatively angry with everyone, trying to say how idiotic that is. Well, it's odd because you're doing the same thing now. And the reason why I kind of would always tell you she's been a hypocrite is she says there are no positive women represented video games. And when I say no positive women, I mean you can look at stuff like the Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider reboots, where they made Lara Croft a pretty normal human being and tried to make her a followable character that people might like. Yeah, I mean, they did a lot to really bring the new Tomb Raider series to be such a great game and more realistic than where it used to be. But here's the thing. Even when she played those, she said that Lara Croft isn't a good female representation in video games because it's too hyper-violent. No matter what happens, she always has a complaint about it. All the time. Constantly. There is no making this woman happy. This is sort of like when I ask my wife, hey, where do you want to go for dinner? And no matter what I pick, it's not going to be as good as what she originally wanted. But she couldn't tell me what she originally wanted. So that's how asking your wife what they want for dinner goes. But here she is now. Literally, the shoe is completely flipped. And it's funny because I watch a couple of YouTubers, specifically The Quartering talked about her in a recent video. And it's funny because when you're scrolling through Twitter to show the posts, my post is the #1 post on the Twitter comments to Anita Sarkeesian's comments there. I specifically stated it's weird because I said the same thing about your tropes in video game series, referring to me saying, no, please, I don't want this. But it's interesting because this woman literally just goes through different forms of media and tries to preach about how you're not accepting enough, you're not diverse enough, you're not willing to see things past your own point of view, yet here she is now doing the exact same thing. And it's weird because people that are a fan of a certain series tend to be very protective over that series and only want to see good things come from that series. For example, Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters has a huge fan following, and without Bill Murray, it's not really quite as good as Ghostbusters probably could have been. So when you think of this too, I'm all for diversification to a certain extent, but there's a time where it becomes forced, and we kind of lose the whole importance of what diversification is. Diversification should be a representation of someone or their culture in a media form. When you try to push to make something more diverse, you're losing the whole point of the diversification. When you push for it, it's not quite as representative of what it could have been. And it's very obvious too when something like that has been pushed for repeatedly, because it normally doesn't turn out very good. And it is hard sometimes for someone to write a story that they didn't initially intend on putting that particular type of person as the main character. Or even really casting can be difficult. So I think it's really funny though to see this happen where it's switched, and I think it's even more interesting that her fans aren't really calling her out on this. There are people defending her on the Twitter responses there. And again, I dislike her. I think she's a shady scumbag of a person. I mean, she's sitting there telling you she needs $40,000 to start a Discord server. They're free, by the way. You can start a Discord server for free. Or she needed a couple $100,000 to do the tropes on women in video game series. Or how she has her comment section disabled. You want to start a conversation, but you don't want anyone to be able to respond to said conversation because only your point of view is correct. It's just like how she says everyone who makes a video about her is hating on her. No, we're calling out the arguments that you won't let happen in your own comment section. Sorry, that's just how it works. If you're not going to let people respond on that medium, you're going to wind up with a lot of people finding another outlet to voice their opinion of why they disagree with you. And again, that's how it works, is in this world, we have different opinions and different views, and they should be represented. If I disagree with you, we should be able to open up a dialogue to why I disagree with you. Or why you're wrong. It could also be why you're wrong, and in Anita Sarkeesian's particular instance, it's why she's wrong, because she's probably never right. I'll give her a few moments where I might say she might have had some good arguments, but she ruins them. That's kind of what she does. And I also feel that she hurts the modern day feminism movement by the way that she pushes. Feminism is for equality. It's not really quite true anymore. I do agree with equality between all of the genders, but feminism tends to not really push for that anymore. They tend to push for everyone to be more represented than pretty much if you're the majority. If you are the majority, you can't be represented because that's racist and sexist and homophobic and whichever other word she wants to attach to that. But guys, I would love to hear your opinion about this. Do you feel her being upset about this Buffy thing is pretty much her being a hypocrite? Or do you think that I just hate Anita Sarkeesian and can't see past the fact that I hate Anita Sarkeesian? It's up to you. You can let me know down in the comments down below. I'm always open for a discussion. My comments aren't disabled like someone's. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. I like the likes. They make me feel special, and they make me feel like you guys enjoy my content. It also helps other people see the videos, that's a huge plus, right? Right? Yeah. Also, if you want to find any of my merchandise or my Patreon store, they are all linked in the description box down below. I do sell shirts like this right here. And I mean, I'm one of the only YouTubers who doesn't put a mid-roll video in, a mid-roll ad. So, you can always buy a t-shirt, donate on Patreon, do what you want to do. Or you just watch the video and share it to your friends. Those all help as well. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. Click that subscribe button. You can also click the bell. Sometimes that bell will notify you when I upload videos. Sometimes it won't. It's a crapshoot. But I'll have plenty more content coming for you, so I'll see you all soon.